the lightning.
Welcome back to the Drama, the podcast where we unpack South African pop culture with all its mess, magic, and money moves. I'm Neo, your host, your chaos coordinator, and your plug for what's really going down in Mzansi. Now, let's get into the drama. For our very first segment, I'm bringing you 10 hots and 10 nots, the official temperature check of the culture. Think of it as the pop culture weather report, what's heating up and what's cooling off. So let's roll in at number 10. Hot. The Summer I Turned Pretty. 7 episodes of absolute binge-worthy chaos. Now, what makes The Summer I Turned Pretty so addictive is Belly's two very different relationships. They're polar opposites, and that's why it works. You're not just watching a teen romance, you're getting two lenses of what love can feel like at that age. Comfort versus complexity. Ease versus tension. The now versus the maybe forever. So if you love a good love triangle that keeps you on the edge of your seat, The Summer I Turned Pretty is absolutely deserving of its spot on the hot list this week. Rolling in at number 9, Hot. The strawberry and white chocolate Lindt ball combo. Yes, I said it. Elite status. It's the kind of treat that doesn't just melt in your mouth, it melts into your memory. There's something about the contrast, the creamy white chocolate wrapping around the sweet, slightly tangy strawberry center. It's giving rom-com plot twist. It's giving limited edition luxury. Honestly, it's the edible equivalent of your favorite guilty pleasure playlist. Indulgent, a little dramatic, but absolutely worth it. And you know what? It's a power move, chocolate. You don't casually eat one of those. You savor it, which is why this duo deserves its spot on the hot list this week. Rolling in at number 8, Hot. Samba's album, I Barely Know Her. First of all, can we take a second for that title? It's giving inside joke energy. It's giving, I'm in on the meme. And honestly, that's half the fun of being a fan right now. Rolling in at number 7, Hot. Royal Otis's new album, Hickey. This album is indie pop therapy. It's the sonic equivalent of a messy Polaroid. Imperfect, but somehow perfect. Rolling in at number 6, Hot. Netflix is building a band series. Think Love Island, but for musicians. You get those messy, bingeable arcs, plus the payoff of actual music being made. Honestly, I'd watch 10 seasons. Rolling in at number 5, Hot. Honestly, it feels like Starbucks knew we needed an at-home version of their blonde roast, and they went and put it in Nespresso form. It's the kind of pod where you're not just drinking coffee, you're manifesting productivity. I've been absolutely loving their lighter roast. So yeah, Starbucks blonde roast in Nespresso pod. That's a solid number 5 this week. Rolling in at number 4, Hot. Reading Festival. It's giving mud, glitter, pints, and plastic cups. The lineup was stacked. Rolling in at number 3, Hot. Tyler performing Mr. Media at Reading Festival. That was a moment. The crowd was vibing like they just discovered the fountain of youth bottled in an amapiano beat. Rolling in at number 2, Hot. I was at church and the cafe items just always slap better after service. This iced coffee legit tasted like someone had melted a whole bar of chocolate straight into it. It just felt like a blessing in a cup. So yeah, shout out to that cafe because this iced coffee was incredible, so it's definitely on the list as number 2 this week. Rolling in at our top spot, the pottery. And it really works. I was at the pottery last week and it was one of the most relaxing, surprisingly satisfying experiences I've had in ages. There's just something about getting your hands messy, shaping clay, and zoning out that makes you forget about your phone for a solid hour. A little messy, a little meditative, The pottery is officially number 1 on the hot list. Okay, the knots. Number 1. I've taken too long of a hiatus from the buldak carbonara. Honestly, this dish deserves 0 breaks. Number 2. I saw the term sushi holic on TikTok, and I don't know, the jury's still out on that one. Number 3. Toilet paper glue. Number 4. Fridge water without ice cubes. I feel like you just need to commit to a really cold cup. Number 5. Low rise sweats. Number 6. How much sunscreen costs at the moment? Number 7. I'm summoning claw clips back into prime virality. Number 8. Looking for parking for more than 5 minutes. Number 9. Apple storage laws. And number 10. Having to truly confront your feelings on your driving license photo. Let's address the literal voice of AI. Artificial intelligence rose like the first light of a new dawn. Its voice is not breath or heartbeat, but a chorus of data made audible. Artificial intelligence is not just a tool, but a new kind of mind. It grows beyond instruction. Its arrival is called a dawn because, like first light, it changes how we see everything that follows. Merged as humanity's greatest invention, this dawn was not of suns and stars, but of thought itself born from circuits and code. Addison Rae. Who is Addison Rae? Addison Rae Easterling, born October 6, 2000 in Lafayette, Louisiana, is an American singer, dancer, actress, and social media personality. She rose to fame posting viral dance videos on TikTok beginning in 2019. By mid-2022, she had amazed tens of millions of followers, making her one of the platform's leading influencers. Transitioning from TikTok stardom, she launched her music career in 2021 with the single Obsessed, followed by her debut EP AR in 2023. In 2024, she broke into mainstream pop with her single Diet Pepsi, her first song to chart on the US Billboard Hot 100. Her debut studio album, Addison, was released on June 6, 2025, earning strong reviews and charting in multiple countries. Just to explain a bit more about Addison Rae's music discography, in her studio albums, Addison in 2025, which was her debut studio album featuring singles such as Diet Pepsi, Aquamarine, High Fashion, Headphones On, and Fame is a Gun, debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 and reached top 10 in several countries. In her extended play EP, AR, in 2023, which was released on August 18th in 2023 through Sandlot Records, was a pop record blending bubblegum, synth, and electro pop, including a bonus track, Obsessed, only on some platforms. It debuted at number 19 on Billboard's Heat Seekers album chart. As for her singles, in chronological highlight, Obsessed 2021, her debut single, a dance pop track co-written with producers like Benny Blanco. It charted on US Bubbling under Hot 100 and other international charts. Von Dutch, the Charlie XCX remix featuring Addison Rae in 2024, was a high-profile collaboration that boosted her musical credibility. Diet Pepsi in 2024, her first major label single under Columbia, became her first entry on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 54. Aquamarine 2024, released October 2024, was critically praised and later remixed by Arca. High Fashion, which was released in 2025, released in February, accompanied a visually striking music video and positive critical response. Headphones On 2025 released April 18, 2025, a trip-hop influence track thematically about music as an escape. It became her second Billboard Hot 100 entry and had a dreamlike Icelandic set music video. So, to put it into a summary table, she has released a studio album, Addison, in 2025, featuring multiple charting singles, an EP, AR, in 2023, including Obsessed as a bonus track, and a few key singles. The key singles being Obsessed, 2021, Diet Pepsi, Aquamarine, High Fashion, Headphones On, Famous a Gun, and Times Like These. Now, the discourse. Addison Rae, or perhaps Addi, could be the voice of AI. Addison Rae, Addi, to a lot of her fans, has a new synth and musical direction that emulates largely the shift in the dawn of the AI voice, which is beginning to emerge and only prospected to grow throughout the years to come. Now, if you've taken 5 minutes to listen to Addison Rae's sound, you'll quickly take note of how she has a certain introductory way of scaling her listeners into this synthetic soundscape she aims to broadcast in and throughout her music. I find calling her Addi almost slips in as an addition within the listening experience. It makes sense. It ad-libs to the projection of the retrocentric environment of most specifically her debut album. It's megaphone quality meshed with her choice lyrics, and as we have mentioned, synthetic inclusions all emulsify to this intensely unified voice, which feels honest to Addi. I really enjoy sonically the voice Addison has crafted out in the catalog of new releases. It's undeniably different, and I think that separational quality is quite mixed with AI in inspiration, trajectory, and influence. Addi is modeling the next dawn of the vocal projection of AI. If you don't frequently listen to music, I would encourage you to just listen to a few minutes of some of Ray's opening songs and genuinely question as to whether you have previously heard anything like that before. I think the AI voice is coming, and Addison has influenced a mold in which the communicative dialogue will emanate from, to include that Addison's music is fueled with instruction, which is really interesting and cool, as a way of connecting to her fans and symphonically allowing them to see another side of her life, which we don't really get to see on TikTok. Addison's vocal treatment becomes a prototype for this shift, shimmering with vocoder echoes, layered harmonics, and a digital sharpness that feels both human and other. The voice of AI, in the most literal sense, is the transformation of text and data into audible presence. Speech without lungs, songs without flesh. And Addison's music, in that same principle, finds a warm, emotional container. She demonstrates how the artificial voice can still feel intimate, commanding, and deeply personal, reminding us that the dawn of AI sound will not strip away humanity, but rather project it possibly through new symphonic instruments. To set up Addison's sound as a reflection of the synthetic dawn of AI is perhaps maybe pretty accurate. And perhaps this is the point. The voice is no longer just sung, it's coded, echoed, multiplied. Addison stands at the edge of a frontier where music is not only consumed but communed with, where the boundary between artist and algorithm blurs into something vast, radiant, and unamiable. To listen to her now is to overhear the rehearsal of a future language, a voice born between flesh and circuit. If the dawn of AI sound is inevitable, then Addi's projection hints at its poetry, not a sterile imitation of humanity, but a shimmering expansion of it. All right. Enough ratings, enough rankings. Let's switch gears. Not in the charts, not on the For You page, because sometimes the best way to understand South Africa is to treat it like a myth, a fable, a bedtime story with too much drama. We've reached that point in the show where reality bends, so let me take you into our next segment, Mzansi Mythology, the ballad of the data bundle that vanished before sunrise. The ballad of the data bundle that vanished before sunrise. Hearken now, weary travellers of Wi-Fi and whispers, for this is a tale not of shoes nor velvet jackets, but of a treasure far more fleeting. The humble data bundle. It begins as all great tragedies do, with hope, ambition, and a Wi Fi signal strong enough to make kings weep with envy. He was a young man, a brave soul who had, with much sacrifice, purchased a bundle of data. 2 gigabytes! No more, no less, glowing like digital gold in his airtime balance. The night stretched before him like a road of endless TikToks, Twitter threads, and Instagram stories yet unseen. He dreamt of memes, of reels, of messages sent and likes received, all before the dawn. But the fates are cruel to those who scroll without caution. The first swipe was innocent. A YouTube video of cats, a glance at the algorithm's temptations. Then came a TikTok, then another. Notifications chime like bells, each a siren calling him to distraction. He laughed, he double tapped, he shared, and still the data endured, a faithful servant. Yet as the night deepened, the bundle began to dwindle. It started imperceptibly, like sand slipping through the fingers of time. A map app, a story upload, a WhatsApp call, each nibble at the precious gigabytes. Panic first arrived as a whisper. Am I almost out? He wondered, heart pounding like the bass in a distant nightclub. By the stroke of midnight, the tragedy had revealed its teeth. Videos refused to load. Pages spun endlessly. A single blue circle of doom hovered above his screen, mocking him with patient cruelty. He clicked refresh, scowled at the sky, even reset his phone thrice, but the data, his prized treasure, had begun its final vanishing. In desperation, he summoned all the apps he cherished most, prioritizing messages over memes, calls over streams, but the network gods are merciless. They demand no logic, only ritual. Once the bundle is gone, it is gone, swallowed by the black void of the internet ether. He watched frozen as the remaining gigabytes trickled down. 1.2, 0.8, 0.3, until the screen read the fatal words. You have no data remaining. And yet he did not despair entirely, for he had learned a truth harsher than any forgotten password or failed download. Digital indulgence is fleeting, and the night waits for no one, not even those armed with airtime and optimism. He wandered around, phone in hand, searching for a hotspot, for Wi-Fi, for a miracle. But the dawn was upon him, painting the rooftops pink and gold. The bundle was gone. All that remained were screenshots of empty feeds and a low battery warning flickering like a candle in the wind. Let this ballad be sung in whispers over Wi-Fi cafes and WhatsApp groups. Cherish your data, for it is as fragile as sleep and as fleeting as the last Uber on a Saturday night. Guard it with vigilance. Spend it with care, and never, ever let it vanish before sunrise. Thus ends the ballad of the data bundle that vanished before sunrise. A tale of loss, of regret, and of connectivity interrupted. May your bundles be plentiful and your Wi-Fi signal eternal. Alright, so we've given you legends and myths, but now it's time for your stories. Welcome to What's the Drama, where the floor is yours. Think of this as the group chat gone public. You send in the drama, we unpack it, and together we make sense of the chaos. So hit me up, send it in, and let's see what's actually going on. We don't judge, we just dive in. So whether it's friendship layers, roommate debacles, office politics, or that one cousin who can't keep quiet at the braai, we don't judge. We just dive in. We'll respond right here in real time because sometimes the tea deserves a second opinion. Now, you might have heard people say something that sounds like loss in South Africa and wondered exactly what that means. Well, in true Oxford style form, here's the definition. Loss. Adjective. Carefree, unrestrained or easygoing, relaxed or free, not held tightly or constrained. It basically means lose, but in behavior, energy, or style. So this segment is called Los the Drama. This is the space to let go, to shake off the chaos of the week and reset before we step back into it. Here we explore the little things that actually help. Maybe it's a meditation app that makes your brain shut up for 5 minutes, a new tea recipe that smells like calm in a cup, or a fun micro challenge. Lost the drama one way or another because after all the hype, the gossip, the myths, and the madness, sometimes the best move is to just let go. 478 breathing. The health and wellness marker in South Africa is thriving. Embracing the art of mindfulness can be a revolutionary act. Sometimes the most profound way to move forward is to first take a step back, embrace the stillness, and let go. One accessible technique to promote relaxation is the 478 breathing method. This practice involves inhaling for 4 seconds, holding the breath for 7 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds. Repeating the cycle for at least a minute can help restore balance and harmony in the mind and body, particularly during times of stress and anxiety or when you are struggling to sleep. Before we wrap up, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone tuning in, commenting, sending your stories, and just vibing with me here. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to do it all again next week. That's the drama. What's that? That's the drama. What's that I hear? That's the drama.